Hey guys, so yesterday I went to Longwood Gardens in Pennsylvania. If you've never been there, definitely recommend it. It's a really cool place to walk around. They have a huge conservatory. You can walk inside during the cold months even, and a lot of grounds that you can walk around. After I went through the conservatory, kind of walked around the grounds a little bit, I went into the plant shop, and they had a whole bunch of stuff on sale, so I thought I'd show you all the plants I got. So to start off, I'll go with the carnivorous plants I bought. I got 4 of them. The butterwort I got, really cool. I love these plants. They look really good when they're in a high humidity setting. Unfortunately, this one looks like it's dried out just a little bit. Still looks healthy, but the ends of the leaves are starting to curl up a bit. So once I get it into more of a terrarium setting, I think it's going to really take off. And if you look real close in the center right here, you can see a flower spike starting to come up. And I'm really excited to see that. And hopefully I can get a good flower out of it. I am going to repot it and put it into a little bit bigger of a pot, make sure it stays nice and humid. So sometimes the flower spike can get lost in that. So hopefully I can save that flower. Next I have a type of sundew. It needs a little bit more humidity. Really interesting looking plant, and it actually had right here a pretty good sized flower spike at one point. And that's why it's on sale, because it's not flowering anymore. But I'm fine with cutting that back, keeping it nice and humid in the terrarium, and maybe getting another flower spike in a couple months. Okay, so also I got a pitcher plant, Sarracena, I think that's how you pronounce it. Not entirely sure the exact variety, but I just thought it would be a really cool addition to my collection. Really cool. Really like how they have these red veins on the top. Just a really cool looking plant. Alright, now I do have one of these pretty much the same size, but I had to get another one. It's a Nepenthes, not sure the variety. I'll be able to tell a little bit better once the pitchers get a little bit larger. You can kind of tell the different varieties from the pitchers. A bit of a close-up. Now it does have one pitcher over here that's a little bit dried up and dead. I'll clip that back, but I have a lot of really good looking pitchers in here, so I'm not too worried about it. And then one more back here. So those are all the carnivorous plants. I will end up repotting all these, kind of putting them in new sphagnum moss, and then they will get put into a large terrarium or an empty fish tank just to really hold in the humidity and hopefully get them flowering and thriving. Alright, so next I got a really cool fern. I've been wanting one of these for a while. It's called a rabbit's foot fern. It's really interesting. If you've never seen them before, they get these really furry roots that come out, and they're like an aerial root, and the fern grows right off of them. And as they get larger and larger, those roots really start to span out, and they just look really cool. So I think at some point I'm going to mount this on some wood or have some kind of a cool mounting of some sort and really display those awesome aerial roots they get. I've been wanting one of these for a really long time. They're not that rare. It's just one of those things that I've just never picked up, and every time I see them, I really want one. So today was the day I went out and actually got it. Alright, I got 3 more, and they are probably my favorite because they are orchids. Really happy about these. I love going to Longwood Gardens for orchids because once they stop flowering, or those flowers die off for that year, they always mark them down. They're usually like 50% off. So all 3 of these are going to be only $20. So I got this guy right here, my first orchid. It does have one little dried off leaf up here. So this guy's pretty good. It's in the Epidendrum family. I'm not too familiar with the family, but it's a Neon Valley Epidendrum. Really good green growth. All of these leaves are really firm and nice, other than this one up top, obviously. And if you look down below, you can see some of the nice new roots coming down, wanting to go down into that soil. And even in the soil, the roots don't look too bad. I think once I get this repotted, it's going to do really, really well. So the next orchid I got is a dendrobium, and it's a dendrobium, I'm sorry, I'm going to mispronounce this, antennatum, crossed with sib. I'm not entirely sure. I have a hard time reading them when they're like crosses, so if you guys could tell me how I'm supposed to say that, that'd be great. So this one's doing really good. This is a really nice dendrobium. The only spike that looks kind of questionable is this one off to the side. It's a little bit shriveled up, no leaves off of it, but what are you going to do? The rest of them look really good. A lot of really nice, vibrant green leaves, all really firm. Nothing looks like it's been sagging too much from underwatering. Just a really good looking plant. Then also I have all these sprouts. So I've got one right here. I've got another one down here. I've got two on the back, which are a little bit older. And then if you can see it, in there, there's another sprout coming out on the base. Before I do that, let me put my tags back in. I'm really bad with losing tags. Put it into my epidendrum as well. Alright, and then I've got the last plant is another dendrobium. It's a dendrobium mini snowflake. So another really good looking dendrobium. They are a little bit dried out, but a lot of times when you see these 50% off plants, they kind of put them on a shelf and they don't give them the same amount of care that their really nice flowering plants get. But I have no problem with getting a little bit of a hurt plant and bouncing it right back. So let me get all my plants out. That will be it. Got the 3 orchids, like I said, the epidendrum, the 2 dendrobiums. Then I've got my rabbit's foot fern, my butterwort, one of the pincher plants, or pitcher plants, a nepenthes, and a nice looking sundew. So that'll be my haul. I got a whole bunch. I've got some to repot. I'll show videos of those if I don't hit them first. Probably going to put the dendrobiums in a semi-hydroponic system. All the carnivorous plants are going to be going into a nice terrarium. And then the rabbit's foot is going to be mounted onto something, maybe a rock even, or some wood. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned for some videos.